Y'all, we're about to get into this video, but I just want to do a brief update as I was in final editing for this video, trying to get it out quickly. It looks like the two National Guard members that I referenced in this video have passed away. West Virginia Governor Morrissey says it is with great sorrow that we can confirm both members of the West Virginia National Guard who were shot earlier today in Washington, D.C. have passed away from their injuries. These brave West Virginians lost their lives in the service of their country. We are in ongoing contact with federal officials as the investigation continues. So just want to encourage everybody to say a prayer for their families. Simply tragic. And we're back, y'all. Thank you for watching today. Go ahead and hit that like button, my people. You know that it helps us out a ton. And of course, it helps you because it helps us keep bringing you these stories every day. Now, y'all, breaking news. It looks like in Washington, D.C., just a few blocks, very, very close to the White House, actually, two National Guard service members are now reportedly shot and apparently in critical condition, with a third person. I don't know if this third person is the suspect who would have shot them or who the third person is, but a third person also has apparently been shot. This was, again, just several blocks away from the White House, as you can see by looking at the map on your screen. So we're going to bring you a report about this. Now, these are just the initial moments of this reporting. Still no motive or no explanation of the incident that led to this shooting. Still no word who the suspect may be, or if this was a robbery gone wrong, if this was a targeted shooting. At this point, we simply don't know. So, of course, we're going to bring you additional reporting as we get it. And also, in the midst of all this, Muriel Bowser, the mayor of D.C., she's stepping down, y'all. Well, not stepping down. She's quitting, y'all. She's saying she's not running for re-election. So her term and her tenure as the mayoress of D.C. is over, y'all. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. But before we do, y'all, we are launching our official Patreon. So if you want to be a founding member on our Patreon, we have just 222 slots, y'all. If you want to be a founding member, go down, click the very first link in the description, and you're going to feel good about this, y'all, because believe it or not, we are an actual paralegal school, and we help people get their paralegal certificate and get working in the paralegal field. And all of the proceeds from our Patreon, when you enroll as a founding member, all of that is going to go to scholarships for people who would like to study at our institute, y'all. So click that first link down in the description. Join us as a founding member, y'all. This deal will not come back. Now let's get into the story.
The role they're playing in D.C., were they serving some law enforcement function where they were interceding or attempting to intercede in some type of crime? Was this something that was completely random? These questions are going to, they'll have to be answered. Depending on how that question is answered, I think this will certainly have ramifications moving forward in how guard troops are deployed, how they're equipped, what type of supervision they have, the role that they play, and how they interact with local law enforcement. I can't see this having no bearing whatsoever. By the way, this is part of the playbook from law enforcement. Most of the rules and procedures and such that most law enforcement officers follow, they're born out of various types of tragedies. So here you have these two folks that were injured in their medevac, which is never a good sign. But hopefully we can learn more from the suspect that was apprehended.
Okay, let's go to CBS News breaking news correspondent Chanel Call, who's been following this for us. Chanel, catch us up to speed on what we know right now and what you're hearing on social media.
Well, Lindsay, certainly a very fluid situation. So let's start with where and when this happened. We know this happened just steps away from the White House. So let me share my computer screen with you, Lindsay, so you can see what we're looking at here. This is where it happened at the corner of I and 17th Street Northwest. Let me ask the control room to see if they can pull up my computer screen for you so you can actually follow along. It happened at I and 17th Street Northwest again, Lindsay, and we know that is just a few blocks away from the White House. So again, the location here is significant to note. Now, we saw the first alert for this come through at around 2:42 p.m. today, so just over half an hour ago, Lindsay, meaning the shooting would have happened well before that, before we got the alert. As for what we know right now, we know that DC Fire is saying that there were 3 gunshot victims. 2 we know were National Guard troops. Unclear, though, Lindsay, if that third person is the suspect. Again, if Control Room can show you my computer screen, I'd love to show you some social media reaction that we're getting to this hour. Secretary Kristi Noem tweeted this out saying, please join me in praying for the 2 National Guardsmen who were just shot moments ago in Washington, D.C. She goes on to say that the Department of Homeland Security is now working with local law enforcement to gather some more information.
So in the midst of this National Guard shooting with apparently 2 people in critical condition, the mayor of D.C., Muriel Bowser, says she will not seek re-election. This comes as Trump even says, hey, too bad. Muriel and I, we work together well. But it looks like Muriel has had enough, y'all. So let's go ahead and hop into that story.
Start with what President Trump said.
You're not happy about it.
Do you have any reaction to Mayor Bowser announcing she's not running for re-election in D.C.?
Well, I got along with her very well. I liked her. We worked together. D.C. is now a safe community. It's a great community. You people know it better than I do because you live there. But D.C. is now safe. The restaurants are booming. The place is booming. We have no crime. And we did that all in a period of 3 or 4 weeks and then made it better and better and better. And now we're setting new records. I mean, literally, it's as safe as there is anywhere in the country now. And if you go back a year, it was a very unsafe place. Before I got here, D.C. was a very unsafe, and it's our capital. We have to make it safe. We're doing really well in Memphis, Tennessee, and we're doing well in other places. The one that is really troubling is what's happening in Chicago. The crime, it's a potentially great city again, but the governor has totally lost control. That's where you had the young lady burned. That's where you had a lot of killings over the last very short period of time, killings. The governor has totally lost control of the state, and the mayor is grossly incompetent.
Is D.C. booming and doing better than ever, or could it use a little bit more of Mayor Muriel Bowser?
Well, thank you, Mika, and thank you for having me on. And I'm just really grateful to D.C. residents for giving me what will be 12 years to run my hometown. I think we have done the things we set out to do, and now it's time for me to use my talents and energies in my next life. But I know that I'm leaving the city in a great place. Listen, I've gotten us through a lot of big things, including COVID, including other tumultuous times. And I have preserved our home rule, and I'm setting us up for a really big future.
So I do think that these shootings, y'all, will probably change the nature and complexion of what's happening in Washington, D.C. It's too soon to tell if this was a targeted shooting or maybe a robbery gone wrong or something of that sort. But I will say this is what we might call the downtown area of Washington, D.C., heavily populated with stores, with office buildings. I mean, this is like in the midst of the mix. This is in the middle of everything. So hard to think somebody would be committing a robbery in broad daylight, in the middle of the day, in the middle of Washington, D.C., near the White House. It's hard to think that would happen, but also this probably would not be the best place to attack the National Guard either, even if you're doing it for political reasons. Just not a great place to try to make an escape, you know. So it's hard to think exactly what might have gone wrong here, but I'm sure in the coming hours and days the details will come out. So anybody have any information or any speculation? I'll be honest, I'm flummoxed. This one has me flummoxed, people. This is not the place I would want to commit any kind of robbery. Not that I would commit a robbery anyway, but definitely not here. And, you know, again, an attack just doesn't make sense. Let me know what y'all think. drop a comment down below. But before you do, please stop, hit the share button, share this video out over email, text message, WhatsApp, Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram, all your favorite social mediums. And of course, if you're not a subscriber, please do subscribe. Y'all, let's say a prayer for all of the victims in this situation. If you're praying folk, I'm sure they could use it. I want to thank y'all for watching. Love y'all, and we'll see you back in the next one.